What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here for the Never Ever Mets. This is season 2, episode 10. So many different plot twists. I don't think any of these plot twists were whatever. If you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then leave your comments down below. We have had so much fun this entire season talking about this show. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. I have a goal. I want to get to 40,000 subs by the 4th of July. I'm a little over 2,000 subs away. So if you guys can do me a favor, if you have been here all season, subscribe to the channel, check out some of my other content. There's a reunion next week. Let's get right into the show. All right. So it's the day before they leave, and Chris is basically narrating how he's all in tune with Alexis and wants to make sure that they leave together. And I'm like, do you? Because I don't even think you like her for real, for real. But okay. So Charli said that she does not know what Jared's answer is going to be, and she doesn't know what she is going to say either. So they're in a state of confusion, if you will. Jared in his confessional, Jay in her confessional said that only her and Cinco are going to be leaving together. And like, we're thinking that, but it comes across as like Jay only wants her and Cinco to be the only couple coming out of this. There's no prize. You don't win money or anything like that. It's interesting. So Brandon and Keke. So they finally have a date out of the house. And Brandon feels if Keke can show that she really does care about him, then maybe they can work things out. Maybe he sees some hope for the future. Keke said in her confessional that Brandon has been moping around crying, and since he wants to act like a big kid, then they're going to go play games at Dave and Buster. Now, Keke, you have been moping around crying too because you couldn't drink. You were sucking your thumb. So what does that say about you? Let's move on. So Charli and Jared, so they go to watch a sunset in the clearing, and he tells her that when he first saw her, when they were at the pottery thing, that he was like starstruck, like she looks even prettier in person. She brings up when she tricked and cashed out on him and bought him an Xbox and got his name tattooed. He then said, yeah, it made me take you more serious. I mean, I know I was supposed to get a tattoo, but it just didn't happen. So he then goes on to say, you're the best. Charli, you are my best friend. I can't think of anyone else that I would want to, like, you are my best friend. My best friend. And Charli said, I feel friend zoned. He was like, no. I'm not friend zoning you. We panned over to Brandon and Keke. So they're talking about their first date, and she thought it was very sweet and it was thoughtful. Outside of you not giving her the big gulp size pour that she wanted of wine, outside of that, she enjoyed it. So he liked that he was able to get to meet her for the first time. And he said at that moment, he felt like this could be my future. He has mixed emotions now because of the trust issues, and she's not helping them at all. What bothers me the most about Brandon and Keke is Keke's lack of accountability. Keke does not want to be held accountable for anything. Keke does not want to acknowledge some of the things that she's done. And it's weird. It's weird to me. Like, yes, is it a little interesting that for the past 4 years that Brandon has not dated or slept with or done anything with anyone else? Sure. But at the same time, that does not negate the fact that Keke was still living with her ex. And for all intents and purposes, she was probably still fucking that nigga who is going to be living together and not, you know what I mean? So I guess. Let's pan back over to Jared and Charli. So Jared wants them to think realistically, okay? He said it's two very clear answers, a yes or a no. A yes looks like we each go home and we start with visits to one another. He said, but my son's mother is established and she isn't going to move. So that takes me away from my son. So there's number one. He then said a no means that we each go home and we can still do trips and meet up to fuck and whatever, and there's no expectations. And he keeps saying we are best friends, okay? We're best friends. Charli is befuddled. Her flabber was gasted. Charli said, Jared was initially saying he was absolutely leaving with me. You kept saying we were leaving together. Now you're saying you don't know and you're leaning towards a no. That's okay. It's not okay for me. Jared, that's not okay for me. I'm fighting for us and you aren't. I want us to be together and you don't. I'm fighting for my best friend. Jared is fighting for his best friend. Stop friend zoning me. Stop friend zoning me. I gave you my body. I just wanted to crack, okay? Saw the opportunity. I just wanted to crack. But you are my soulmate. And what we have is bigger. It's bigger than this. Just because I don't know how to handle you now doesn't mean that this is the end for us. I said, nigga, what? Jerry said, look, he's satisfied with how the conversation went because he got everything off of his chest. Here's the thing, Charli. While you were hop, skipping, jumping your ass all throughout this house, proclaiming that you and Jared were the strongest, you and Jared were good, you were laughing at everybody else, you had so much to say about Ty and Brittany, you had so much to say about Brandon and Keke, you had so much to say about Clever CA and Tati. You had so much to say about Irvin and Alicia. You have been one of the most vocal people bumping them gums about how everybody else wasn't compatible. Everybody else wasn't this, that, and the third. Bitch, you showed up with 4 kids with 3 extra kids. You showed up with 3 extra kids, one being fresh out your snatch. Fresh out of it. To the fact that you're still pumping, like having to actively pump because you're engorged. Like, Charli, you couldn't have thought that this man was really going to keep going on and ride into the sunset with you. Nothing that Jared has done in this house has been indicative of a man that said, okay, I'm going to accept this woman that has 4 kids, 3 of which she lied and hid from me. Back over with Brandon and Keke, he asks her, how does she know she is done with her ex? When you go back to Atlanta and I go to Alabama, how do I know that you're not going to still be, creeping on me? How do I know that? How am I supposed to trust you? Keke said, well, it's real because I now that we done met, it's real. You're a real person now because I met you. Keke said that she is not going to be missing anything from the relationship outside of, you being physically next to me. That's fine. I met you, so it's real. So she then goes on to say, I enjoy you when you're not mad at me. He probably enjoys when you ain't sloppy ass drunk too, but we can't have everything that we want, Keke. Keke has a very childish mentality, very, very childish mentality, and she comes across as selfish. Everything has to be what Keke wants, how Keke feels that she should be treated. We have yet to hear Keke apologize to Brandon for anything. It's always an excuse. She lives in a land of whataboutism. What about when you did this? What about when you did that? What about how I felt? That's how Keke operates. And that is not indicative how an emotionally mature adult thrives. It's just not. So she was like, well, this is date 2 out of hopefully 1,000. And he was like, oh, I have some things to think about. Oh, me too. I do too. Because truth be told, if Brandon would have said, yes, let's keep going, Keke's ass would have been okay with it too. Charli is telling Alexis about being friend zoned. And Alexis was like, you keep saying he's checking all your boxes. What boxes has he exactly checked? Charli said that he has brought her breakfast. When I was sad and laying down, he brought me breakfast. So? That's checking a box? Okay, must bring breakfast in bed. Like, is that really a box? Charli then said that Jerry treats her better than any other man she has ever been with. Alexis was like, how come? So then Charlie goes on to say she knows that Jared has changed himself and molded himself to be the ideal man that all his exes want. So now she is wondering, is this really who Jared is, or is this the ideal man that I want? Alexis said no. Jared is being himself because you've allowed him to be. You've accepted all his bullshit. Charlie's simple ass said, is that a good or a bad thing? You tell us. You tell us. That man just friend zoned you. You tell us if that's a good or a bad thing. So Alexis suggests releasing him. Say no. And if y'all separate and he reaches out to you, if it's meant to be, then you will know he'll come back to you. But I want you to fall in love with yourself first, because this has to be a lack of self-esteem. Where is it? Go find it, please. Expeditiously. So we get to the final dinner. Jay said she is going to miss sleeping next to someone for 3 weeks. Charli is happy that she got to meet Jared and that everybody got to witness it and give their opinion on it. That's a stupid thing to miss. You miss everybody interjecting into your relationship. Cool. Keke feels that everybody is family at this table. They've gone through a unique experience that only they can, talk about and relate to and understand with one another. And then they talk about how there are 4 bedrooms and 8 couples, the elite 8. So everybody gets a room, with the 4th bedroom being the boom boom room. Alexis was like, well, we get in the boom boom room because we ain't boom boomed at all yet. So in her confessional, she said that she's getting kind of fed up that they haven't been intimate yet. Meanwhile, Chris is at the table saying, I ain't trying to go on that MF. Truth be told, like, how well are we sanitizing in there? Because we know that Jared and Charli fucked in the room. We know that Clay and Tati fucked in the room. And we know that Clay and Tati slept together in the room. Did I say them? Wait, Jared and Charli, Clay and Tati, somebody else. It's at least 3 couples have slept together in that room. So, no, I don't want to go up in there either. So after dinner, they decide to play a game that Taronda left, and they're going to be drawing cards from a bowl. Everybody has a paddle. Raise the paddle to the green side if your answer is yes, to the red side if it is no. So everyone said that they are not willing to share a password with their partner, and they all give these little bullshit reasons. It's an invasion of trust. You should trust me. If you have nothing to hide, there's no reason why you can't have my password to my phone. Do I feel like you should trust me? Sure, but it's not, I don't know. I don't think that means that I don't trust you, but I guess. So Jared then said that he does not believe in monogamy. He said that it goes against human nature. I said, oh, nigga, please. He then said that your person might be your person at that time, but that's just your turn, and everything doesn't last forever. Everything ends in heartbreak. So you can't expect everything to last forever. So they start to probe more because everybody's laughing. Charli looks like a fool right now. So everybody's starting to probe. And Alexis is like, what? So then Jared starts to backpedal and said, yeah, because somebody's going to die first. That's not what you meant. That's not what you meant. So now everybody is like, that's not what monogamy means, though. So they're like, so if you're not going to go and find somebody else? And he's like, well, yeah. Are you a mind reader now? Don't get mad because you sound stupid. No, you sound stupid. So in his confessional, Jared said, look, I don't cheat, okay? I will leave before I cheat, and I believe it. I think that Jared does cheat, but I do think that I get the inkling he cheats, but I also believe him that he'll just up and leave you when he's tired of you too. So Chris and Alexis are talking, and they're in the kitchen, and Alexis said that it doesn't seem like Chris wants to go to the boom boom room. He said God told him not to go in there because you're going to put some voodoo on me. I said, Lord. So she then asked, are we good? And he was like, well, everybody has a big decision to make tomorrow. And as of right now, I just still don't know. Alexis said in her confessional, whenever people say they don't know, it's typically a no. So she is preparing for a no. Alexis, why would you say yes? What has Chris, like you just gave Charli this whole talk, what has Chris done or shown to you that you would want to continue with this as well? So Brandon and Keke, the next morning, Brandon pulls her to the side to talk. And he said, look, before we met, I always wondered, like, would this work with us? Okay. And the times that you canceled on me, all four of them, I never thought it was because of your ex. I thought you were just like nervous or whatever the case. And I want to separate. It's not going to work. Keke said she came into the house excited, but then said that she has been walking on eggshells because he's moody and she doesn't want to have to dance around his triggers. One, that's a fucked up thing to say about somebody, but okay, you don't want to dance around their triggers. Like, there's a different way to relay that. She then said that her values are different and she felt alone a lot. Yeah, their values are different because you want to get party all the time, fucked up drunk, and still sleep with your ex and all that other type of stuff, and Brandon doesn't. Yes, y'all have different values. So he said, well, we came to learn a lot about each other and see if it could work. Everything ain't for everyone. This scene right here just showed how childish Keke was because Brandon didn't say anything negative about her. He just said it's not going to work. He doesn't really, he has issues with the fact that you hid this ex from him. You turn it around, and because your feelings are hurt because you did some bullshit and you thought that he would just be okay with it, you turn around and, well, you're moody and you're this and you're that. That man has not been walking around moody from what we can see. I understand it's edited. But from what we can see, he wasn't just, japping out at you for no reason. Anytime that he felt a way about something was after something that you did, Keke. It seems like Keke came on the show knowing that she's probably still with that ex, and she came on here just for some exposure because she is a model and just to get the bag. Keke wanted a vacation. Keke was never serious about Brandon at all. Chris and Alexis are talking, and he tells her that they both have a lot of growing to do, on each side, okay? But he wants them to leave together, and Alexis is thirsty and desperate enough to accept. Chris has shown that he does not like you, girl. That man don't like you. He doesn't like you. But whatever. So Brandon and Keke are leaving. The way he ran out that door. The way Brandon ran out that door, everybody was like, damn, he didn't even get her luggage. He didn't help her or anything. So they're outside and she wanted a hug. And he was like, adios, Keke, bye. Oh my God, he could have gave her a hug. Damn, but he was like, I'm over it. So we see Jay and Cinco leave together. We knew that they would. Alexis is hoping to relocate to Dallas. Okay. So then we get Jared and Charli. Okay. They decide they're going to go back to the table where they started revealing everything about these babies that they done had on each other. So he starts off. It was a blessing to meet you. And you are the most lovely woman I've ever met. But the answer is no. You deserve someone that's all in on you, and I can't do that. You wasted my time, Jared. You dragged me along through this entire process. And you know what? I've been upfront and I've been honest with you the whole time. So what if I hid 3 kids from you? I was honest about everything else. I was honest about everything else. And you know what? I deserve better than this. You do, and you'll find it. I said, damn. So she then said that Jared broke her heart and he tells her that, I hope you see this comes from a place of love. Jared said, look, I didn't waste her time because we are best friends. Jared might be like a psychopath or something, because nah. But that was the episode. It was a very uneventful finale. Like, I feel like we knew. The only one that I'm shocked about is Chris and Alexis. I didn't think he would say yes. But other than that, like, very uneventful finale. I'm sure the reunion is going to be full of some shit. Basically, but let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.